that, we're joined by Mutlu Chivarolu. He's a Kurdish affairs analyst. Thank you very much for being with us, Mutlu. And you yourself visited Kobani back in 2014. Back then, it was under siege from ISIS, and now people in that city are under siege from Damascus. What is happening?
Laura, what is happening? The city has been under siege for weeks. Although recently a ceasefire was announced, an agreement was signed, but the siege from the interim government forces over Kobani is continuing. Today, I've been speaking with journalists, local officials, health officials from Kobani to get the better understanding what's going on. Unfortunately, like each time there's a ceasefire, and I'm very skeptical of this ceasefire because of the very reason that I am witnessing in Kobani as well. Right now, we see there is no electricity, there is no water, there is no internet, and most importantly, there is a spread of disease among the children. The health officials asked me, pledged me to tell this through you, that there's a serious risk of spread of disease among the children because they are drinking filthy, unhealthy water from the wells because there is no water. So the situation is like this. In 2014, the world was against ISIS. The Kurds were at least in the spotlight, but right now they're not even visible. So the world has this romanticized idea that Syria has opened a new page. There is a functioning government. Everything is going to be okay, but that's not the case in Kobani. The health situation is very dire. For example, over 120 villages are still under the occupation of interim government forces. People are displaced. Their properties are being looted, Laura. This is another very serious problem. These people are poor, already poor. When they leave there...
These people have been displaced. Sometimes these are people coming from Afrin, aren't they? They've been displaced often 2 or 3 times. But I want to understand, why is this happening, Mutlu? Because there was supposed to be an agreement with Damascus that Syrian government forces would not enter these Kurdish population centres. Why are they now going into these cities, and why are they keeping Kobani under siege?
I don't know the reason, but it is clear that they are not abiding with the ceasefire. They just had to sign this ceasefire because U.S. Congress showed a strong reaction. It just felt the pressure over them. The interim government is under pressure. Jolani Shara is under pressure. The special envoy for Syria is under pressure. Many people believe that pressure pushed them to sign, but there is no true intention of implementing the ceasefire. And what you're asking, I have been asking the same thing. Then why is there a ceasefire? How come it's not being implemented? People are saying that the interim government is looking for excuses to create pretexts not to implement it. They don't have that will. So 120 villages are still occupied these forces. People's properties are looted. There is no electricity. There is no medicine, especially child basic needs. So why this is the situation? And Red Cross, the UNHCR, they sent a convoy a few days ago. There's supposed to be an ongoing convoy, humanitarian aid. They cannot come back. No aid yet. You mentioned about Iraqi Kurds are trying their best to send aid. They send lots of aid. Some of the aid is in Jazeera region, Kamishlo, Hasaki, but those aids are not able to make to Kobani.
It's not getting in. All right. So
no, it's not getting in because there is a siege.
You're suggesting this is deliberate. Okay, Mutlu, I understand.
I want to mention one other thing. In the north side of the siege, the Turkish side, there have been 25 big lorries, trucks that Kurds from Turkey, have, from Diyarbakir mainly, provided humanitarian aid, diapers, baby powder, milk, medicine. And after a few days, those trucks were kept at the border crossing. They were forced to return back to Diyarbakir for Ahmed. This is another thing that people are very, very upset.
Very worrying situation in Kobani. Thank you, Mutlu Chivarolu.
Thank you.